In this video, I'm going to be talking about resveratrol and the different effects on a cancer, but it seems like resveratrol has like one effect that is opposite to the other effect. So it might support tumors or antagonize tumors. So resveratrol affects two markers. One is called TIMP1 or TIMP1, and the other one is MMPs. And so basically MMP2 and MMP9, they degrade the ECM or extracellular matrix. This creates space for tumor invasion, also release growth factors and supports metastasis. So that's what MMPs do. But TIMPs, they bind and inhibit MMPs, therefore reducing ECM breakdown and not allowing the growth factors that support cancer metastasis. But unfortunately, at the same time, TIMP1 also activates M2-like phenotype polarization. M2 actually supports tumor growth, but it's supposed to be meant for autoimmunity, but tumors can hijack that M2-like state since Tregs uh, steal IL-2 from T cells to make the T cells weak. So even though resveratrol does not allow the ECM to be degraded, that it still ends up having the M2-like effect. So another possible reason that resveratrol might be increasing Tregs with the M2 is to suppress or reduce the number of T cells. This is so that T cells can't attack tumors with IFNY, because if tumors are attacked via IFNY, then that could lead to more adenosine production, reducing T cells. Also, because tumors retaliate or fight back that way, so that since adenosine suppresses T cells, that resveratrol is trying to reduce the amount of adenosine that would have been secreted by tumors if there were too many T cells with IFNY. So resveratrol does something else very critical, is that it downregulates the reactive oxygen species dependent MMP activation, also reducing HIF1 alpha, which is a hypoxia. So the reason that's critical is because hypoxia is one of the main drivers of macrophage M2 phenotype support for cancer cells and tumors. So resveratrol is reducing the number of macrophages that would have supported tumors. So by reducing hypoxia or HIF1 alpha, resveratrol is helping push or convert tumors more towards an M1-like phenotype state, which is actually the M1 phenotype attacks and antagonizes cancer cells and tumors. So resveratrol is great to boost up macrophages, and resveratrol is a great anti-cancer compound or supplement. Also, tumors, if resveratrol is absent or deficient, that tumors exploit TIMP1, also increasing apoptosis resistance of cancer cells. So basically, apoptosis is a programmed cell death to reduce cancer cells. But without resveratrol, cancer cells will not undergo programmed cell death, so increasing cancer cell numbers and a metastasis. Okay, Tumors and cancer cells, they like to use this survival pathway called P13K-AKT. And by doing so, tumors um, use TIMP1 or TIMP to resist apoptosis, uh, evade immune cell killing, and recruit M2 macrophages, which are the TAMs that support cancer cells. But resveratrol counters this or stops these uh, cancer cell immune evasion tactics. Resveratrol stops those by inhibiting the P13K AKT signaling. In some contexts, resveratrol can also reduce Tregs so that T cell numbers can proliferate and grow because Tregs suppress T cells. And resveratrol does it by reducing TGF beta and reducing FOXP3. So FOXP3 is one of the main Treg promoters. Therefore, less Tregs to steal IL-2 from T cells. Resveratrol also reduces CD39, CD73 signaling. That's the adenosine pathway. If you've seen my other videos on adenosine, you'll already know what I'm talking about. But basically, adenosine binds to the A2A receptor on T cells, also the A2B receptor on macrophages, and actually suppressing immune system or immune cell activity. So resveratrol stops the suppression of the immune cells created by adenosine. Now, here's the major downside to resveratrol, and it actually reduces or destabilizes of the PMAC formation. So basically, tumors hate PMAC, and the PMAC is the end of the tumor. So the PMAC contains and also needs LFA1 in order for the PMAC to be able to form. So the PMAC requires LFA1 or else the PMAC will not form. Also, TIMP1 also happens to promote LFA1, but resveratrol actually reduces or downregulates LFA1, taking the piece away from PMAC, and therefore PMAC can't be upregulated or can't form as a result of no LFA1. Okay, so this doesn't mean that resveratrol is like totally bad or useless, because resveratrol is still critical to help magnesium at the lysosomal membrane to repair the lysosome membrane if it's peroxidized. Because if it is in LMP, short for lysosomal membrane peroxidation, then the cathepsins will leak out, and the cathepsins can't degrade the exosomes. And if the exosomes aren't degraded, the cancer cells or tumors are going to receive them, which will be a really bad situation. So resveratrol helps prevent a magnesium deficiency because magnesium also helps the PMAC form. Because magnesium by itself cannot repair the membrane. The magnesium can only repair the membrane, but cannot put out the fire or the very cause of why the lysosome membrane is peroxidized in the first place. But resveratrol is responsible for putting out that fire to allow magnesium to repair the membrane. Because if resveratrol was absent and the lysosome membrane peroxidation continues, then that will lead to a magnesium deficiency, because magnesium is always constantly trying to repair the lysosome membrane. So that's it for the video. Share the video with any of your friends or family that might need anti-cancer advice. Keep it locked in here on my channel for future videos because I have many more coming, and I'll see you in the next video.